What is up, Chowder fam? Today I bring you another installment to the band review saga. And today we talk about a band that is part of my big four and a band that is relatively new and absolutely dope as fuck, the Midwest emo band, Tiny Voices. For the next few band reviews, I am going to be going over my big four, with Blink-182 already being a part of it, and Tiny Voices being the next one in my big four. I have been wanting to make this video for a while, but I've been waiting for Tiny Voices to finally drop their first full-length record, which they finally did, which is why I am making this video now. I love this band to death, and I have been following them since 2021 when they only had 3 songs, and now they have 3 EPs, and now 1 full-length record. I found this band on Twitter due to Hot Mulligan's vocalist and guitarist, Chris Freeman, shouting them out due to helping them produce their song, I Don't Even Like Lobster. I want to go more in depth about them so bad, but I will in my conclusion so we can get on with the music. So without further ado, let's get on with the first band review we've done in over half a year. And the last one was fucking Green Day. Just you wait, Green Day fans. Just you fucking wait. Just you wait, Green Day fans. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, Green Day fans. First in their discography is their set of singles, or a 2-song EP depending on how you want to interpret it, but I'm just going to label it as an EP, which is titled Airports/Reaper, released in 2021, which is why I said this band is relatively new. The first song on this EP is Airports, which is the first one I listened to, but didn't listen to it until early to mid 2023, and honestly, I love this song a lot, and have honestly cried to this after my girlfriend broke up with me 2 years ago, which might make me look like a little bit of a bitch. But it's good to be open and honest, you know?
It's getting easier for you.
The next song on this EP is Reaper, which I personally love better than Airports. I fucking love the guitar work and the drumming, especially the drumming in this song. Reaper was my most listened to song in 2023 for my Spotify Wrapped. This song, in my opinion, is one of the best Midwest emo songs out there, and could not recommend it enough. A solid 10 out of 10 EP, with both songs being masterpieces in my personal opinion.
I can't think. My head is too clouded with shit that she said, thinking it was important. I can't say what's taking so long to give up on the past and admit that we were wrong. You always smelled like cigarettes. Now I can't stand the scent.
Next in their discography is the EP Where the Time Went, which was released in October of 2021. This is where I fell in love with the band. I remember seeing a tweet from Chris Freeman from Hot Mulligan, who tweeted out the song I Don't Even Like Lobster from the EP when it was released as a single, which is where I first discovered the band. Just a bit of a teaser, we will be talking about Hot Mulligan sometime soon, due to them also being a part of my big four. I remember listening to this EP on repeat while at a Halloween/fall type event, which took place at a farm in southern Iowa. It had like a corn maze and shit, whatnot, you know, and I went there during the time I was living with my dad. God, what a fucking time. What a fucking time. I remember listening to this EP during that, and my uncle, who was drunk off of his ass, started saying some fuck shit to me, such as, girls these days look older than they're supposed to. You know, it's kind of risky talking to girls these days, you know, sometimes they look like they're 18 and 20, and then they're like 16 and 15, and, you know, then you go to jail and you go to prison. I don't even fucking know what that motherfucker was on that day. That was some crazy shit, dude. Unironically, some crazy shit. sitting there and trying to fucking tell me that he can't tell the difference between a fucking 16-year-old and a fucking 19, 20-year-old? You gotta be kidding me, bro. If you can't tell the girl's age, don't talk to them. It's as simple as that. I'm going off on a tangent. Oh, man. Oh, man. This EP starts off with the song Anything Anyone, which has some of the most depressing lyrics and honestly relatable lyrics I've ever heard, with lines such as, "The Reaper says it's time, but I don't want to go yet. Then he says it's fine, you're easy to forget." And then the line in the chorus, "Do I mean anything to anyone anymore? Did I mean anything to you at all?" I cannot describe how relatable those lyrics are for me, but we're not gonna get into that.
You say that you still care, but your actions don't show it. You said you were mine forever. I knew somehow I'd blow it.
After that, we are met with the lead single of this EP, I Don't Even Like Lobster, which was a good song to help tease this EP, because it's not the best on this, but it's not the worst. I still really like this song. It sucks that it has to compete with the other songs on this EP, but that's what makes this EP so good.
Lobster tails and Irish accents. Drink till we lose, tell me where the time went. Games on the couch inside with my friends. Can't help but wonder but where the time went.
The next song is titled Moving Target, which is probably one of the band's weaker songs at this point, and the weakest song on this EP. However, it still isn't bad, it just has to compete with much better choices. There is a highlight in this song though, which is the guitar riff at roughly 1 minute and 5 seconds. I do really love this guitar riff. The next song and final song on this EP is titled Oranberry. Wait a minute. Is that a Pokemon reference? I love Pokemon. Which is the second best song on this EP, right behind Anything Anyone. Oranberry is about a relationship ending and being at a crossroads with wanting to still be with them, but telling yourself it's not worth it, which is highlighted with the lyrics, "I can't be with you, I can't be without you, I promised myself I'd leave you alone." This song is an absolute masterpiece with the lyrics and are pretty relatable, as they remind me of my first relationship when that ended. I ain't gonna open up that can of worms right now. I am pretty sure I've opened up that can of worms on stream, but I ain't doing it right now. This EP gets a solid 9.4 out of 10. The next and final EP is titled Make Up Your Place, released in spring of 2023. I remember when the first single came out, which was Minnesota Wild, which in my opinion is the best song on this EP. I was super excited when this song dropped because I knew more was to come, and their last EP was absolutely amazing, and this song honestly continued that hype. Minnesota Wild is easily another underrated emo banger that I wish had more eyes on it.
On the hillside, yeah, look over the trees. Different shades of green, you know that I will never see. My skin is not as tough as I remember.
Some other songs I want to talk about on this EP are the two collabs, which go really hard. Those being Where My Dog's At, featuring the band Enswell, and Someone Else, featuring Mway, aka Excuse Me, Who Are You? Which is a band that we've previously talked about on this channel. Where My Dog's At is a really good song, and the Ends Well feature is also really good. A side fact about Ends Well is that they have at least one member from Tiny Voices, and maybe more, but I could be wrong on that one. I know they have at least one, I know they share at least one member. I'm also pretty sure that fucking some members of Excuse Me Who Are You, or Mway as I refer to them in this, I'm pretty sure some members from Mway are also in Ends Well. At least one member of Mway is in fucking Ends Well also. The other collab, titled Someone Else, featuring Mway, is easily the second best song on this EP. The lyrics are relatable, and the overall song structure is really good and well done. And the Mway part is so fucking good. I cannot express how much I love this collab. To me, this feels like two future giants in the emo/Midwest emo scene coming together, and they made an instant classic.
I tried to ignore you, my heart's wearing thin. You'll always have a place for better or for worse. You'll never leave my mind. It's a blessing, it's a curse.
Another song I want to talk about is Tony Vices, which is probably this EP's weakest point, but it's still pretty good. The instrumental part at roughly 1 minute and 54 seconds is a bit experimental and is this song's most notable spot. This EP has 7 songs in total, and I only talked about 4. I'm really trying not to talk about every song on an album, because I feel like it becomes a drag when watching the video. But I highly recommend this EP, and I recommend you go and check it out. This EP gets a solid 9 out of 10. Now let's talk about their first full-length record, that being Reasons I Won't Change, which was released this year on March 14th, 2025. This album has been something I've been looking forward to, having seen the band tease this shit frequently. I've given this album 2 months to see if my opinions have changed at all and how I felt about the album at first glance compared to after letting it rest. I will say that I do have some positives and some negatives about this album. I will rip the band-aid off and say that this is by far their weakest collection of songs. There are some bangers in my opinion, but I do think there are some stinkers. I really hope the band ain't watching this. First and foremost, there are some collabs on this record with songs like Sleep Dart, which is the opener featuring the band Garden Home. I love them, and I'm gonna review their debut record in the future. Just you wait. And then Yesterday, featuring Chris Freeman from Hot Mulligan. I do have a band review coming about that band, like I teased earlier. And then Milk Bong, featuring Excuse Me Who Are You, or Mway, which previously collabed with Tiny Voices on their last EP. Like I said, I did do a review on Mway's debut EP. You know, it was like almost 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, I think. I do love the song Sleep Dart. It's a pretty good opener, and in my opinion, pretty catchy. I do think this is the best out of the 3. I really love, and I mean I really love, the Garden Home part. I do think it's better than the Tiny Voices part, in my personal opinion. The next collab, being Yesterday with Chris Freeman, was the first single off of this record, and honestly, when I first heard it, I thought it was pretty mid, but it's grown on me a bit, and I'd probably consider it more of a 7 out of 10 compared to what was previously a 5 out of 10. I honestly love the instrumentals, and the more I listen to it, the more catchy it gets. Originally, I hated Chris Freeman's parts. I think around that time where he comes in and the key change happens, that's when the song really starts to fuck, in my opinion. The next collab on this record is dog shit, though. I will say that. The next collab on this record is dog shit. I think it's by far the worst song on this record, which sucks because their last collab on Make Up Your Place with the song Someone Else was a banger, but Milk Bong is fucking hot garbage. I don't know if I'd be able to find the clip. I'm not going to try to find the clip. But when I reacted to this live, I found it annoying and fucking terrible. I don't think there's a single redeeming quality about this song, which sucks to say because I love both bands. I do think Emway's part is better than the Tiny Voices part. But yeah, it's fucking shit. I really hope they ain't watching. I think this album shines more with the songs that aren't collabs, such as my personal favorite off of this record, and bear with me on the title, but Smelly Ellie, and then Luna Lonely and Backseat Therapist. I think the vocals by the band are the best on Smelly Ellie. Same with the instrumentals, and it's pretty catchy too, in my opinion. When I gave this album my first listen, I knew I would love this song the most off of this record. The song, in my opinion, is about a father who wants the best for his daughter and thinking to himself, how could I give her a better life if I don't have my shit together? The ending lyrics show it a bit with, how can I give her the life that she wants when I can't even fix myself? And then, I can't model how to navigate life for my daughter when I still need advice from my father. I'll start calling my mother to tell her I love her and to show her how much you've grown. The next song I want to talk about is Luna Lonely, and when this song came out, I didn't really fuck with it, but it's grown on me tremendously since. The closing lyrics, I'm getting comfortable with being alone here every day. It's getting easier. It'd still be better if you'd stay, which you'd fucking relate to at this rate. The song is about one of the band members' dogs being left alone at the house constantly and how it must have felt for the dog. I don't really have the screening from their Instagram story, but that's what they said, so I'm going based off of what they said. There's one honorable mention, which is the part in Stress Headaches at roughly 1 minute and 35 seconds to roughly 1 minute and 40-ish. Best instrumental part on this record, and it made me cream my pants when it happened. I ain't even gonna lie. The best songs on this record are Smelly Ellie, Luna Lonely, Sleep Dart, and then Yesterday. With the weaker songs being Stress Headaches, Got a Blast, and then the worst of the worst, Milk Bong. I can't defend it, man. Both the worst song on this record and the worst song in their discography. This album really wasn't that good as I was hoping leading up to it, which sucks, but some songs on here are bangers, I will say. This album gets a solid 7 out of 10. I love this band a lot. This band is probably my favorite band of all time, and I hope to see them in concert at some point in the future. Their discography was pretty much perfect up until their newest album, which has quite a few sleepers, but it is what it is. Ain't gonna stop me from glazing this band. Every interaction I've had with these guys has been amazing, from responding to me on Twitter when I asked them about their opinion on Monster House, and they gave me the fucking plot synopsis, recommending them to my followers, on Twitter, asking them their thoughts on Casey's Breakfast Pizza. Some real fucking homies on that one. I'm pretty sure I had that fucking screenshot as I'm pretty sure I had that fucking screenshot as like a thumbnail for one of my fucking Casey's Pizza reviews, if I'm not mistaken. To them sending me a nice little hand drawing in the mail when I bought merch from them one time. I posted that lovely horse drawing on both Twitter and Instagram, and they replied to both, which was, in my personal opinion, awesome. I've tagged them in photos on Insta showing off the new merch I've gotten from them, and they've liked the posts and commented on them. I love this band a lot, and it seems like they care about their fans. I love these guys, and I hope they do well and go far, and I'll be here to witness it. I found this band very early on, when they had less than 1K listens on the song I Don't Even Like Lobster, and to have seen them get as big as they've gotten, it's been honestly amazing. This band helped me get through a lot, and for that, I am grateful. Thank you, Tiny Voices, for the music, and taking the time to respond to me and get back to me when I tweet at you guys. I'll forever appreciate it. Thank you, Chowder fam, for tuning in and getting louder with Chowder. After all that glaze, this band gets a solid 10 out of 10 because I can't hate. We can agree to disagree, but I fuck with all their music on a personal level and honestly don't have a problem with any of it. This band is goated, and talking bad about the goats is blasphemy. So tonight, I will be repenting for my sins. Thank you. Hey Addison, thank you so much for ordering merch and supporting us. We hope that your order got to you safely, and it's just as great as you imagined it would be. Every dollar we make from our merch goes right back into the band's future endeavors. Because of your order, you've helped us put money towards designing and getting new merch, recording new music, going on future tours, and more. We appreciate your love and support. It really does help out. We hope to see you at a show. With love, Tiny Voices. Horse?